After having 7 years of experience, my thought was, why now? And will I be able to make it? After a gap of in the education system and again doing my masters, I thought it would be difficult. But later, instead of regretting in future, I would like to try. And even if I fail, it will be within me. But I wanted to give a try. UK is I would say it's very crowded now, and the competition level. It's not about competing, but uh, I still wanted to research more about other options what I have other than UK. And then I landed in Netherlands, beautiful country. That's the one thing. And the other thing is, since my background is from supply chain management, Netherlands has one of the biggest port. It's the second largest port in the world after China's port. So here the field for supply chain management is like the start. So from here everything moves around Europe and other countries. So they export and import and everything happens here. So for people in supply chain background, they can have a very good career opportunity in Netherlands. That was the second reason.
What about the monthly living expenses for a student in Netherlands?
€1,000 you can plan your accommodation and your monthly food expenses and your travel. So 1,000 is a decent money to have to spend per month.
Per month, super.
Here there are no written exam patterns. We don't give any exams. So every block we will have midterm assignments and all this stuff, and one final assignment. So assignment is like they will give you a topic, but the answer to the assignment will differ from student to student. So everyone have to choose a different, for example, we are doing an assignment about a car company, which is being manufactured in one country and exported to another country. So what all the process it goes through and what is the duration it takes. So how it travels, in which kind of ship, and what is the time and what is the price, estimated price for all this. So this is a kind of a project assignment what we have. So every student have to choose a different car model or a car brand. So everything going to change. Anyone who has interest and who wanted to do something new, they can choose this supply chain management. So what we learned here is the whole supply chain movement. Basic. I will say a one-liner about supply chain management. It's not just moving things from point A to point B. So there are a lot of process involved within this things. So logistic is it's not just a part of a supply chain. Logistic itself is a different field. I mean, there are studies for logistic also, like masters in logistic and all these things. So the course, the 1-year course, will help the people who has no background experience about supply chain, who are completely new, like a layman who has no idea what is supply chain management is, and the people who are already having experience like me. So for me, all the subject and course was, I would say, not much new part, because I have experienced all those things during my work life in 7 years. So it was very easy for me. And there was something more which I also learned, was the people and the experience from people who are from other countries and how they deal these kind of problems and how they look at a problem and their perspective of view. Those were the things I learned more than the course itself.
Hello everybody, welcome all of you. My name is Shivaraman, Director of Europe Study Center. Today we are going to interview our student Pradeep, who studied in Netherlands and currently working in Netherlands, and he is going to share all his educational as well as work-life experience. I'm sure this will give a lot of answers and clarify a lot of points with reference to studies in Europe and work life in Europe. Pradeep, welcome to our show.
Hi Shivaraman sir. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you.
I would like to share my experience.
Thank you. Wonderful. By the way, audience, we are doing this interview on a Sunday. He's a working professional, still taking time out to enlighten the young minds about his life experience. Really thankful to you, brother, okay, for your time. So please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hi everyone. I'm Pradeep. I'm from Coimbatore, India. India, I started using India as my background once I came to know being inside a multicultural environment. So that's why adding India. My bachelor I did in mechanical engineering. And after finishing my engineering degree, I started working immediately. But from the moment I finished my bachelor's, I always wanted to do my master's and in abroad countries. The reason is to have a multicultural environment sector, and it helps us in a easy way to get more exposure in a shorter while in shorter time. So that was my idea from the beginning. But I had so many other challenges like financial or my career was started and I wanted to have some more experience before moving to masters. So, and then I worked in multiple companies in South India, in Coimbatore and Kerala. Uh, Three companies I switched, and the last company when I was working, I was almost like 7 years experience in supply chain management, mostly in procurement area. I was a senior engineer in Lakshmi Life Science. They are a group company of LMW.
Okay.
So I was working well, I was earning well, but still the thought of doing my master's was always being a pain in my head. So I still wanted to try. So after having 7 years of experience, my thought was, why now? And will I be able to make it? After a gap of in the education system and again doing my masters, I thought it would be difficult. But later, instead of regretting in future, I would like to try. And even if I fail, it will be within me. But I wanted to give a try.
Exactly.
So yeah, and then I started exploring about the masters. What are the options I have? And I was not so clear, and I was not so clear about the country which I need to choose. And I did my research, but it was a bit difficult for me to spend my time for this research because I was working already. And the company, I would say culture in Coimbatore, it was like I had to work like somewhere 10 hours, sometimes 12 hours, depending on the work pressure and projects we had. So I
Okay.
was not completely into this research. I couldn't spend my time. And then I noticed that there are educational consultancies who can help us. And Europe Study Center was a good option for me to choose based on the reviews which I learned in online in ESC website. And also some of my friends also suggested who had already went through ESC. And then I approached ESC and I explained them about my situation and my likes and what my career I wanted to go and what my future wants to look like. And Europe Study Center also suggested me with options like universities and countries. They explained me more about the culture in each and every country. So, and then receiving the inputs from ESC and I myself did some research, and finally I had many options like Germany, because Germany is very good for automotive sector and for people from mechanical engineering field. And I also thought about UK. That's because I was a bit confused. Should I go to countries like Germany and France, something where we have to add another language in our system? So that was very difficult because being in another country where we are dependent on a different language, it's very hard to survive. That was my perspective of view. And then I realized UK is the best option I had, because it's an English speaking country. So we can have a very easy life in UK. And then, but still, UK is, I would say, it's very crowded now, and the competition level. It's not about competing, but uh, I still wanted to research more about other options what I have other than UK. And then I landed in Netherlands, beautiful country. That's the one thing. And the other thing is, since my background is from supply chain management, Netherlands has one of the biggest port. It's the second largest port in the
Yes.
world after
Yes. Yes. Yes.
China's
Yeah.
port. So here the field for supply chain management is like the start. So from here everything moves around Europe and other countries. So they export and import and everything happens here. So for people in supply chain background, they can have a very good career opportunity in Netherlands. That was the
Netherlands.
second
Yeah.
reason. And my third reason to choose Netherlands was, other than the career and all the other things, I wanted to know about the language as well. And then I came to know that Netherlands, like 95% of people, they do speak English. So it's
Yeah.
already like an English speaking country. Next to
Yes.
UK, I would say in Europe, Netherlands is the English-speaking
Yeah,
country.
just to add, Pradeep, because as you know, we send students to all the Schengen countries. In majority of the cases, if you look at they don't have to learn the local language. They still continue to study and work in English itself, which many people do not know. And as you rightly pointed out, I am the only person in entire India who doesn't send a single child to UK or Ireland.
Okay,
It's
great.
nothing related to the expenses and all those things. But as you rightly pointed out, too much saturation, lakhs and lakhs of people inside. Whereas if you look at Netherlands or Sweden, they have a visa quota. Only these many number of kids can,
Exactly.
come from India. So we will continue your journey into New Zealand, into Netherlands, sorry. Before that, what did you study in your bachelor's?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I did my mechanical engineering. So my area of interest was.
Yeah. When did you finish your studies, mechanical?
Okay, I started in 2011 and finished in 2015.
2015. So there is always a dilemma among young minds nowadays. Whether do I work for a few years or do my masters, etc., etc. But whether they want to work for a few years or directly get into masters, core engineering students, especially mechanical, electrical, civil, chemical, and all these students, I always strongly advise them, pack your bags, please plan for your masters. As you rightly pointed out, you are like comfortable, having a good pay, all these aspects, but still exploration we should never miss. And I also liked one particular point which you said, which was my life principle also, rather than regretting later. Okay, we might as well do it. What do you say? Correct, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Instead of sitting and regretting later, we might as well do it, because I have so much experience in this particular point. Many youngsters, they come to my office, sir, I'm already 31, 32. I met you or your staff 7-8 years before. At that time, I got confused. Now I am lost. Now I cannot do. So that's why I brought my brother-in-law or my younger brother, so that they can plan for their bachelor's itself in European countries. So you work for how many years after your bachelor's?
I worked almost like 7 years.
7 years. Okay, that's quite a lot. Usually, we don't take students, beyond the age of 25, 26. The main reason is they are not going there for studies. I'm not talking about your case. In your case, you are very clear. You are like working in nice companies. Your agenda was clear, your course selection and everything. And we could clearly sense from the way you interacted with us, your intention is only studies, because we cannot spoil the company's name also. If the child is not going to study over there, how can you process the student on a study visa? Correct.
True. Yeah.
So in your case, you are like, that's why in most of the cases, I stick to less than 26, 27. So you still explained it, but I would like to know, like, what kind of pushed you, whatever it takes, let me do my master's.
Okay. So in my last work experience, when I was 7 years already completed, so I was about to get a promotion in the company.
Okay.
Promotion and higher pay. And actually, it was a good phase of my life where I was growing more in my career path and financially and everything. But still, this was like this was something, an ideology which I was completely lost within myself, and I don't wanted to, I would say, repeat the same thing. I don't wanted to regret this time. I mean, at least now I'm still 31, and even now I can take a break and spending another just one more year to improve a lot in your career and personal life. I believed it was worth. And that pushed me, and that's where the process started. And then I always had like, okay, we are doing it. And I already started imagine like I was in Netherlands already. And that thought process pushed me every day. And now, I mean, I'm a bit of weird person. If I wanted to do something and if I wanted to stay focused, I would like people stick their sports, what they like in their room or something like that. So I used to do the same.
Super.
So I literally put my mobile phone's wallpaper as the deadline to apply for this university.
Super.
So every time I take my phone, it triggers me.
That's a very nice way of doing it. At what age you started your masters?
When I moved here, I was 30.
30 almost. Okay, wonderful. So the moment once you learned, like, you got your admission in Rotterdam Business School, how happy you were when you got a call from Europe Study Center that you are admitted? How did you feel?
Yeah. Okay, when I received the call and I finally know that I got the admission, more than happiness, I felt a little bit nervous because it adds more responsibility. I mean, until we get this opportunity, we are still trying, so we'll not have that kind of pressure. But once I got this offer, information from ESC, then I started to think like, okay, we have to leave, we have to go, we have to leave our family, we have to leave our style, we have to leave our culture, and we have to adapt to the new country, new place. Completely, I had no idea and no friends over here. I traveled alone, and everything which I went through was a great experience.
I can imagine this because I did the same when I was 22 or so in Sweden. So as you rightly
Wow.
said, nothing. When I went, it was like 2007. You can imagine. Those days were
Yeah,
only Orkut, no Facebook, no Instagram, not much of internet, all
exactly.
those things. But we both resonate in one particular aspect: is just try, don't sit and regret. This is
Exactly.
what it is. Wonderful. So, what was your master program and what was the duration at Rotterdam Business School?
Okay, my master's program in RPS is International Supply Chain Management, Masters in International Supply Chain Management. So the complete course duration is 1 year. And in 1 year, it's like 6 months, including internship. I mean, university will give us an opportunity to do the internship in any other company in parallel to the studies. So it's not like only internship. So studies will be still going on. You will the year is split into 4 blocks: block one, block two, block three, and block four. So and during the third block and fourth block, you are allowed to do internship.
Wonderful.
So the duration is 1 year.
Yeah. By the way, audience, I would like to say, because I made a video and I made a content in a lot of videos telling people choose only 2 year programs. But in this case, Pradeep already has 7-8 years of experience. That's why he chose a 1 year program. Because Pradeep, youngsters should not, they always ask me, sir, I want to study something quick and I want to make it big very quick. And I said, there is no such thing like quick in this process. But you're already, into work life for 7-8 years, then you topped it up with your 1 year degree. So this is what
Yeah.
I wanted to
Yeah,
elevate
I
in
mean
this.
that's what. Yeah, that is what my reason also to choose this 1 year program, and that was the fourth reason why I chose Netherlands, because Netherlands had a 1 year course.
Yeah, it makes more sense, right, brother? You are already 30. It's like
Yeah,
1 year degree and then jump into life, basically.
yeah.
So in your master program, everybody knows logistics and all these stuffs. But what exactly do you guys study? From if a layman watches this particular interview, kindly tell us what sort of subjects do you cover or what sort of aspects you learn when it comes to logistics and supply chain management at Rotterdam Business School.
Okay. Uh, so when we join a master's in RBS for supply chain management, there are multiple cultured people. That's one, and people who have different experience. So it's not about people only who has an experience or who has done some bachelor's in supply chain field can enter this master's in supply chain program. Anyone who has interest and who wanted to do something new, they can choose this supply chain management. So what we learned here is the whole supply chain movement. Basic. I will say a one liner about supply chain management. It's not just moving things from point A to point B. So there are a lot of process involved within this things. So logistic is just a it's not just a part of a supply chain. Logistic itself is a different field. I mean, there are studies for logistic also, like masters in logistic and all these things. So the course, the 1 year course, will help the people who has no background experience about supply chain, who are completely new, like a layman who has no idea what is supply chain management is, and the people who are already having experience like me. So for me, all the subject and course was, I would say, not much new part because I have experienced all those things during my work life in 7 years. So it was very easy for me. And there was something more which I also learned was the people and the experience from people who are from other countries and how they deal these kind of problems and how they look at a problem and their perspective of view. Those were the things I learned more than the course itself.
Super.
So in the end, the course will push you to become equal with the experienced person who are from supply chain field and the people who are completely fresh. They are from different profession. Like some, I have also met some doctors who wanted to change their profession.
Wow.
So 1 year course, it's very intense and it's a roller coaster. Yeah.
Yes, and I guess that's only for people who have work experience behind them for them to manage this uh, uh, 1 year course, basically.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do you have to change anything of your learning pattern when it compared to like studying back home in India and studying in Rotterdam Business School in Netherlands?
Okay. Okay. I would like to compare one fact in India. The whatever we study, we have to give a written exam. So basically, there are people who understands what they are learning, but we also have an option just to mug up what is there in the book and just throw it out in the paper. We have both option. So it's about people who chooses which one they want. They really want to understand what they are learning, or they just want to clear the exams and get the degree. But here, there are no written exam patterns. We don't give any exams. So every block, we will have midterm assignments and all this stuff, and one final assignment. So assignment is like they will give you a topic, but the answer to the assignment will differ from student to student. So everyone have to choose a different. For example, we are doing an assignment about a car company, which is being manufactured in one country and exported to another country. So what all the process it goes through and what is the duration it takes. So how it travels in which kind of ship and what is the time and what is the price, estimated price for all this. So this is a kind of a project assignment what we have. So every student have to choose a different car model or a car brand. So everything going to change. So the difference between the education system in there, we can focus and read only things what we have in book. But here, since you have to research by yourself, you will go through so many different
So
area and
many.
so many exposures, and you will get a different knowledge. And once you finish this assignment, you did it by yourself. So it's very difficult for you to forget the things what you learned.
You can never forget,
So
actually. You can never forget.
yeah,
Even, the papers that I did it in 2007 to 2009 in my masters, it's always within you. You never forget it. Yes, please.
exactly. This is the change. If someone give me an option, I would like to change this.
Yes. Just out of the box question, when do you think, if at all this education system and the professors' knowledge and all these education parameters in Europe coming to our country, all the young minds in India getting this level of education, how amazing it would be if you could just imagine, correct?
Exactly. We'll have even more brighter students.
Millions, see, by default, Indians basically that they tell it everywhere. We are smart people, but we need
Exactly.
people to guide them, correct? You need
Yeah, that's
high
true.
quality professors. Say, for example, which you may know or you may not know, 95% of students in Tamil Nadu right now studying only computer science.
Oh my, okay.
95%, brother. Mechanical, mechatronics, aeronautical, civil, chemical, biotechnology, food technology departments closed. Closed.
Okay.
Closed, brother. Closed. Next 5 to 6 years, at least 3, 4 years, you're going to see only computer science students passing out. In fact, in one of the college, the civil faculty was taking care of the bus facilities, which is coming, which is going, which driver is present, absent, that levels. Because
Okay.
some so-called education experts, which they call themselves, they go to all colleges and say, study computer science, you will earn 50 lakhs per month. 50 lakhs a year salary. And parents also blindly fall into this particular thing.
Exactly.
So I'm a triple E student, you are a mechanical student. We always have this, the interest and passion towards the core engineering. But it's so disheartening to see, those departments getting closed. So one of the prime objective of this particular interview schedules is we have Pradeep, who studied mechanical, studied logistics, and currently working in Netherlands, to inspire the young minds, stating that please take up whichever you like, not to defaultly, choose only computer science. Now coming to the interesting segment of, okay, you finished your master's. How was your job application process?
Okay. Okay. So when I finished my master's, actually during the master's of third and fourth block, I was already doing my internship in Unilever.
Okay.
And that was a very great experience which I had. I mean, that was the first experience with the multicultural people in a work atmosphere. I mean, here in university, it's a student atmosphere, whatever. So that was an actual work experience where I learned so many things, how to basic things like how to initiate a talk with a stranger colleague in your office, and some leadership skills and collaborating with all the other different teams. So those were helping me a lot in adding more experience for my resume. And then finding a job, I would say it was not easy. I'm not
Of
going to
course.
say it's impossible, but
Of
it is
course.
not easy.
It's not easy. We tell this to
Yeah,
all people when they visit us. It is not easy. It is not difficult. It's challenging. You need to plan. You need to be organized. Take care of your health. Study properly. Don't do part time. Be focused. You will achieve. Same like in your kinds, especially when you said it's not that easy. I like this because people watching this interview should not think, okay, I just study in RBS or some other school. I'm going to become like
landing
Pradeep.
a job.
They have to, even during my study days, in Sweden, where I never worked part time, but other kids working part time, they never completed even the studies on time. And which
Yeah,
employer
yeah,
is going to take you? Tell me, Pradeep, which employer is going to take you when you don't even finish your masters on time?
exactly.
And these are the people, Pradeep, who keep talking bad about Europe.
Okay.
Europe, this is not there, that is not there. This professor did not help me to pass the subject. This is another problem in India. What is that? We always
Professors.
blame others, basically. A to Z, A to Z. Yeah. So, what was your first job? The moment when you got your first job, how did you feel?
Okay, so here the process itself will take us almost like 4 to 6 weeks. I
Okay.
would say like almost like 1.5 months to 2 months to complete all the interview process. So I was applying for all the suitable companies, not like blindly applying for any company and any open role. That will not work here. So you have to choose the specific role and the company, and you have to go through all the response requirement what I have they've asked for, and is it matching your experience and your knowledge. And then I was started applying for a lot of companies. I would say somewhere 50 to 100, but you should always apply in a consistency mode. If you think like you are applying for some 100 jobs and okay, we have applied for 100 jobs and let's wait until we get some response, and you take a break, that it's not a good idea, I would say. So you apply 10 jobs or 20 or 100, but always be in a consistency pattern. And I did this, and I finally cracked two interviews. One was in Samsung logistic division, and the another one is in Skytree.
Super.
So these are the two companies which gave
Yeah.
me offer.
From the moment of leaving your job in Coimbatore, spending your time and energy into Netherlands for your masters, and the moment you find the job, you feel like it's a whole cycle completed, right? You feel more relieved
Yeah,
that particular moment, and you made it count. It's not just you made an attempt. You have, the whole process is now successful. When you look back, now you're very happy.
exactly. I would say I'm very happy now. I mean, the struggles and I would say the hardest path which I went through to receive a job and be in a position where I am now, I feel really great and
Yeah.
really proud.
One more thing, which I would like to say here, you were smart in your choices. When you are starting these processes, you avoid all the unwanted things. And
Yeah,
you had the idea telling me UK I did not choose because it was too much saturated. See, these clarity we should have, brother. You understand what I'm
yes.
trying to say? And I always
Yeah.
keep telling youngsters, you can correct me also, believe in lack of skills, do not believe in lack of jobs. Do you accept that, or what you would like to say on that?
I completely agree. I completely agree
This
that.
is what I spend my 17 years into this particular abroad education segment, where I tell people, please believe in lack of skills. Do not believe in lack of jobs. So which offer did you take? The Samsung or the other one?
Okay, so the Samsung was really a good company, and it's like a top branded companies in
Of
Europe.
course, of
Uh,
course. Yeah.
everyone knows Samsung,
Everyone.
so that was really a good opportunity for me. But the Skytree, the other company, was a startup company here. I would say it's a scale-up company. From startup to it has already scaled up. And when I researched about the company, what they do, what they build, and what is their ideology for the next 5-10 years, this company was completely new product. I would really like to mention it. Their product is direct air capture. It
Okay.
might be a new for many people, I would say.
Yeah.
So they are building a machine which captures carbon dioxide directly from the atmosphere
Okay.
and store it and use the carbon dioxide for multiple places like greenhouses and for food and beverages. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
if we have seen a Coca-Cola drink, carbonated drink everywhere, they use CO2 directly.
Yes.
So currently, all the CO2 we are getting from fossil fuel, burning the fossil fuel, and then they are using it. It's not a sustainable option. So
Yeah.
this is completely a new idea, a new technology which I haven't thought about, and was really interested about this company, and I was so curious, and I really wanted to work in a sustainable field because that is the future, the way where we are heading now based on all this climate tech issues.
Yes.
uh,
Sorry. Basically, they have a mission which directly absorbs carbon dioxide from the nature and stores it, basically.
yeah
Yeah. When
yeah
it comes to applications, we have a lot of applications for carbon dioxide. When it's like collected and separated, it can be used in different forms. That's a different story. But they have this equipment which directly captures.
they are currently building it. I mean they have a lot of investment from the government and all other companies in worldwide, and they have already started their other branches in Canada and in Japan and all these things. They're developing the product, and I chose this company because of this the idea of reducing the carbon emission and being sustainable, achieving the sustainable growth. uh, they are building it. I mean, they have a product which is currently running around like producing 12 kilograms of CO2 per day,
Wow.
but their goal is to produce a machine which produces 1 ton of CO2 per day.
Per day. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So how long you've been working there, or you are currently in the same company, or already switched, or how it is?
No. I finished my master's in January. So this program ends in end of January. So February started in February and ends in January. I finished it on time, completed my thesis, and in
Which
parallel
year?
I was applying for
Which
other
year?
jobs.
Which year?
This 2024 January I finished my course.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So you've just joined your. So it's when did you join this particular job, Skytree?
On the next month on February.
February, from 2024 February. You are working with this company.
Yes.
Super. What was your designation in this? Currently, what is your designation in this company?
I'm working in this company as a technical buyer. So it's like a project purchasing, coordinating with the technical team and finding a right products for these machines. So it's a technical buyer in procurement field. It comes under supply chain management and operations department.
Super. So basically, what you have been studying, you're putting it into this
Yeah.
beautiful, innovative company. And as a person who studied sustainability, in my master's, I could understand what it means. And by default, even if you say one liner about your company, it's really interesting. So I'll go browse and learn more about it. So,
Okay.
how happy your parents were? Do you actually? We never talked about that in the beginning. Did you? It required some level of convincing to them at the age of 30. Where don't mistake me if I say this. People just settling down, but you took the next step moving forward. How was their support?
Okay. To start this, it was a bit difficult to convince my parents
That's
in
why
the
I asked.
initial because it includes a lot of financial
Yes.
part and also a lot of responsibilities. What if doesn't go in a good way? So these doubts parents always have in their mind.
Yes.
So it's all about your motivation and your focus, how much you have, how much you have to do this, and you can able to complete this. That's how you can able to convince your parents. So just not by saying that I want to do masters, I want to do in this country. Not just by that. Go a step ahead and say, I'm doing this masters, and this is how, when I'm going to finish this, and when I finish, I'll get a job in these kind of companies, and this is what will be my salary, and this is how my return on investment will be. So go with the whole cycle chain and a plan, and then they will able to understand you, and they might allow you easily.
Super. And I'm sure they will be super happy looking at what Pradeep is currently up to in his life. I'm sure about that. They must be
Yes.
very relieved parents right now. Yes. Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah, now I would like to ask about, even I spoke about this in the previous interview. Nowadays in India, the big talk is work-life balance, which is currently in imbalance right now. Okay. This is also one of the reason I keep telling people your mental health is very important. Whether you work in Europe, work in India, that doesn't matter. Your mental health, work-life balance is very important. And I'm sure Netherlands is a top country when it comes to work-life balance. So kindly enlighten us about the work-life aspect.
Okay. I hope you remember what I said earlier, that I was working for almost like 10 hours or 12 hours in India. And that's why I was not able to focus or spend more time in researching about doing my master's in Netherlands and about Europe Study Center. And that's where I joined, I connected with the ESC to help me out. This was the work-life balance in India for me. And that was also another trigger for me to do my master's somehow and have this work-life balance better in my life going forward. So in Netherlands, if you see, you can completely separate your work and your personal life.
Okay.
So the link will be completely broken when you leave the office. You go to office, you work 8 hours, exactly 8 hours. Nobody will ask you to stay behind and work, and nobody is going to disturb you after work hours. And when you come back to home, your mind will be completely fresh and open to talk about your personal things and spend your personal life. So
Yes.
that's completely, I would say, a best thing when we are from a background where we didn't have this kind of work-life balance.
Yeah, even a basic thing looks like a luxury for us, right? When you experience this, I'm sure back home in India, you get a call even at 7:30, 8:30 from the owner or the manager. Brother, what is this? This is stuck here. This is stuck here, and all those things. Yeah.
Yes.
So, at what is your working hours? What time you start and what time you end? Monday to Friday.
Okay, my most of the companies here, they have a hybrid working culture.
Okay.
So it's like 2 days you can work from home, and only 3 days you have to be in office. And in some companies, it's a fixed dates when you have to be in office. But in my company, it's not fixed dates. It's flexible enough. So I'll be in office any 3 day in a week. And office timing is like morning 9 to 9:30, or it's also a flexible timing. So work time is like 9 to 5. So after 5 you can just leave, or you can leave a half an hour earlier if you came to office a half an hour before.
Excellent, excellent. And also, many parents wanted to ask me this question to you. What about the monthly living expenses for a student in Netherlands?
Okay. Again, I would say it's a standard expenses. Depends on people to people.
We will
So
exclude the parties and all those things. The basic.
okay.
Yeah.
The basic expenses for a student, you can expect somewhere around minimum 1,000 euros, I would say,
Yeah,
to
that's the
have
thumb
a
rule when it
standard.
comes to Netherlands, because if you compare Netherlands, it's one of the most expensive countries in Europe. When you compare it with other countries and all, it's slightly lesser, but yeah, it costs approximately 1,000 euros.
So 1,000 euros, you can plan your accommodation and your monthly food expenses and your travel. So 1,000 is a decent money to have to spend per month.
Per month. Super. So, are you doing any of practicing any of your hobbies or passion which you had back home in Coimbatore, or you picked up something in Europe which you do on your Fridays or Saturdays? Anything like that?
To be honest, back in India, I never had a hobby because we didn't have time to spend our hobby.
Yes.
And after coming here, when I had more personal time for myself, I started exploring many different sports to know which one I liked. So recently, I went to bouldering, the wall climbing thing.
Yes, yes, yes,
And
yes. I know.
I enjoyed it a lot, and I think probably I'll make that as my hobby and going there often.
Super, super. Again, I say this, people, please focus on mental health. It's really, really important. And do what you like in your life. Follow your passion. And of course, just not following. You need to equip all the skills required for you to make your, not only your ends meet, for you also to keep growing. So, any future plans? Back to university, PhDs, research? Down the line, you never know, right? You can
Exactly. I
always,
never know.
yeah, we keep our books open, mind open. We will see what comes up.
Exactly. I would definitely like to be in this university phase again if I get an opportunity. I would really do it if time comes. And many people from my own family who got inspired, and they wanted to do their masters in abroad now. And
Okay.
people in abroad already, they also started doing masters program, because everyone got an inspiration saying like time or age doesn't define you to stop learning something.
Exactly.
So that's
Exactly.
great.
Exactly. See, brother, you took the decision, you made it count. You understand? That is what that matters. And why do we do these interviews? In this entire interview, we would have spoken about Europe Study Center 30, 40 seconds. That's all. He went there,
Yeah.
he chose the right school, put his heart, mind, and soul, convinced his parents. Amazing. See, at least, for example, say in Netherlands, okay, it costs little money to study, living expenses are all on the higher side and all these things. But we do have several countries where there is no tuition fees, okay, and where the living expenses is like 30, 35,000. Still, some people are like hesitant. Sir, I'm still confused. And I say, like, okay, if you're still confused, you can keep thinking forever. And then finally they repent. No, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. At UG level, kids are more interested to study in Europe.
Yeah.
In Europe, bachelor's itself. But whereas in PG level, parents are very much interested, students are not interested. I mean to say, majority of them, because they say, sir, I'm ready to do anything in my life, but never go back to studies, because all this memory-based education system makes them look very, very tired. And as you were surprised to know, all the core departments were closed. Do you want to know like the tuition fees currently that they pay in Chennai deemed universities per year fees for engineering, brother? You will be shocked.
I don't know the recent update.
6.5 lakhs plus is the per year tuition fees in
Oh,
Chennai. 6.5 lakhs. And you should come only by college bus to the college.
what rules is this?
Your house is just opposite. Okay. You should come only by college bus. You should not bring your own food. You should eat only in the college canteen. So, tuition fees, mess fees, bus fees, and capitation fees is different. By the time they finish their studies, they would have finished their bachelor's, master's, and still saved 15, 20 lakhs compared to European countries. So, the main objective of doing these interviews is to make people understand and realize there are a lot many things to learn and do in life, and also maintain the work-life balances. Wonderful.
That's
true. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Excellent. And many, many wishes to you. And this, by the way, audience, he's a working professional, taking time out on Sunday. We requested him for an interview. He immediately accepted it. And when Shiny told me, like, you are ready and you're the first student I'm doing interview from Netherlands. Many more lined up, but you're the first student from Netherlands. Thank you so much, Pradeep. And we will do a part 2 of this interview after maybe 5-7 years, where that interview will be only based on logistics. I'm sure you will only revolve around this topic. You will dig deeper, go to several sites, but always you will dig deeper into logistics. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And it was great. Any last few words which you want to tell the audience, especially especially those people who are confused, whether do I do my masters or whether I should not do at this point of life? What do you would like to tell them? Any last few words you want to say?
Yeah, I would like to say, for those people who are in confusion, if you are in confusion, you have to do it. Only then you will find how it turns out. So I would say just go for it, and going through every process, you will understand what to do and what not to do. You will learn through the process. So you will not be able to have everything in your head directly on the beginning of starting this journey. So go through the process and learn everything in each other process, and you will definitely do it. So I wish everyone to achieve their masters and go for it.
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. If given a chance, many people can do their bachelor's also there, which you also given a chance, time machine. Imagine, UG in European countries at the age of 17. That's
That's
out
so
of the
great. I
world.
mean, people will have a lot of exposure
Please,
in that age.
yeah, especially parents watching this we hear from a working professional who did his masters in Europe. Nothing like a child going abroad at the age of 17, and you still spend, Pradeep, 50% of what you spend for a deemed university in Chennai. It's a classic example of where you spend less and learn more. But nowadays, unfortunately, what people do is we spend hell a lot and literally learn it.
Learn nothing.
How many
Agreed.
applications, Pradeep, how many applications for second masters? Who did masters in India, masters in UK, PG diploma in Canada? This much bunch of applications we process for second masters in Europe, basically. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, this is all I'm telling all these things. Of course, you will also know about this, even though some information is no longer required for you. But people watching this, they will be able to connect and not fall for all these sort of things. Thank you so
Great.
much once again, to take time out to do this interview and enlighten people, especially from the logistic department and also from the aspect of people with a lot of experience, whether to do masters or not. I'm sure this interview would give them a lot of clarity.
Yes. Thanks for having me, and it's my pleasure to help people and know more.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pradeep. Wish you all the best, and looking forward to understand all your achievements moving forward. And I will follow your LinkedIn profile too to understand what's happening in your life. Okay. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.